So we welcome you to today's conversation in marketing, right? Business sales and marketing. We're looking at the fifth unit, unit number 5, where the focus of the study is the new product development and product life cycle strategies, right? Let's look at the idea or the concept behind the new product development and the product life cycle strategies, right? Okay, you will understand that the product is actually one of the critical and important element of marketing mix. I defined the marketing mix last time just as the set of the tools that an institution and an organization tries to use or uses so that they can manage to acquire customers or make market, to the market, right? Those tools, and the product is actually one of them. So now, what about the new product development, new product development process, right? What is the new product development process? So we have already said that the product is the life blood of corporate success, and this success is actually enhanced by bringing a new product to the marketplace. So in developing a program to reach its intended market, a company will start with a product or a service to satisfy the needs of the people. Now, by definition, what is a product, right? What is a product? So many definitions have been put forward by different authors and researchers. I will read some of them. And one of them is saying that a product is actually a set of tangible or intangible attributes, including packaging that includes color, price, manufacturer's prestige, retailers' prestige, and the manufacturers and the retailers' services, which the buyer may accept as offering, one satisfaction. That is according to William J. Stanton. That is what he said. But again, interestingly enough, even Kotra, Philip did not keep quiet. He also defined the product as anything that can be offered to a market for attention, for acquisition, for use, or for consumption, and that might satisfy a need or a want. That is a product. So when we say a product, we do not really necessarily refer to the goods only, but we also include the services, those that are tangible, including those that are intangible. As long as that thing can be offered to a market for attention, for acquisition, for use, or for consumption, and it might satisfy a need or a want, that is a product. This is according to Philip Kotler. This is what he said. Now, what is a new product, right? What is a new product? Okay. Just what is a new product, are the new models that auto manufacturers introduce each year new products. If a firm adds an acne remover to its assortment of women's cosmetics, is this a new product? All right. Or must an item be totally new in a concept before we can classify it as a new product? So here we need to seek a very limited definition. So instead, we can recognize several possible categories of the new product. And the categories of the new product include the following. Number one, there are products that are really innovative, right? Products that are really innovative, truly unique. Examples would be of cancer or HIV cure products for which there is a real need, but for which no existing substitutes are considered satisfactory. So in this category, we can actually also include products that are quite different from existing products, but satisfy the same needs, right? They do satisfy the same needs. We can also have another classification that is of the replacement. Let's talk about the replacement. Replacement of existing products that are significantly different from the existing goods. So we can give an instance of coffee replace the ground coffee and the coffee beans in many markets, and the annual model changes in autos and new fashions in clothing belong in this same category of those products which are basically a replacement of what was already existing. The third category of the new products would include imitative products that are new to a particular company, but not new to the market. Get that one? The imitative products that are new to a particular company, but not new to the market. So here the company simply wants to capture part of the existing market with a Me Too product, right? A Me Too product. Okay, so the key criterion as to whether a given product is new is how the intended market perceives it. If the buyers perceive that a given item is significantly different, right, in some characteristic, then it is a new product. Now, what about the development of the new products? You will understand that there are some stages that are involved in the development of the new product. Okay, we have a lot of stages. Number one is idea generation, all right? Idea generation. Idea generation being the first one. So a pool of ideas is actually created here. Then we have idea screening, that is the second stage, you know, where most feasible or idea is selected from the pool of the ideas. You try to screen and select the most feasible. And there is the idea of concept development. That's the third stage, right? The third stage is of concept development. Now, a concept is development and actually tested as well. So the concept is developed and actually is tested. And fourth stage, we look at the business strategy development. Under this one, marketing and the other businesses strategies are developed. You develop the marketing strategies, you develop the other strategies for the same product. And there is product now development, right? A product prototype is created here when you reach a development of the product. And then the sixth stage is when you actually test the market, right? You'll have to test the market. You have to research, of course, research, then test the market. We talked about the testing markets in the previous unit. And the seventh is one where you commercialize, right? Commercialization. This is a final briefing and strategy formulation. At this time, the strategy formulation is actually done. So commercialization is the seventh step, and the eighth stage is introduction of the product into the market. So you introduce the product into the market. Number one, you generate the idea, you screen the idea, you develop the concept, you develop the business strategies, okay? You develop the product, and then you test the market, you commercialize, and introduce the product to the market. These are the stages that are involved, right? That are actually involved in the product development. What about a new idea generation? Now, this is very important, generating of the idea, right? New product development will start with an idea, and even most of you can agree and attest to the truth. So the particular source of the idea is not nearly so important as the company system is for stimulating the new idea. And then the acknowledgement and the reviewing of them should be done promptly. So one of the benefits of developing an innovative corporate culture is that it sparks the imagination, right? So the objective is to motivate the search for ideas so that Those people, engineers, top management, marketers, and other employees are all alert of a new opportunity as around. It should be noted, however, that successive new product ideas are not necessarily based on the technological innovation, right? They are usually based on the novel and different application of existing technology. So the source of the new product idea can be internal to the company, right? From the scientists, the engineers, the marketers, the salespeople, and designers, among others, right? Though some companies can still sit down to brainstorm to generate the new ideas. What about screening ideas? Now, during the screening of the ideas, you have developed the product idea, then you need to screen and evaluate the commercial work now, right? So some companies use formal checklists to help them judge whether the product idea should be rejected or accepted for further evaluation. All right, this ensures that no important criterion is overlooked. So criteria may be used to measure the attractiveness of the market for the proposed product, the fit and the relationship between the product and the company objectives, and actually the capacity of the company to produce and market that same product. So you are there screening the idea. Then afterwards, you develop the concept, right? Develop concept development and testing. So once the idea has been accepted as worth of further investment, then it can be framed into a specific concept. Okay, it may instances, for example, in many instances, the basic product idea will be expanded into several product concepts, and that is what usually happens. So group discussions can also be used to develop and test product concept here. There is the idea of business analysis as one of the stages as well. Now, based on the results of the concept test and the considerable managerial judgment, estimates of sales, costs, and profits will be made here. So we try to analyze the business. We have to analyze the sales, the revenue, the profit, the costs, among others, right? At this stage, usually, idea is expanded into concrete business proposal. So number one, the management will identify the product features, okay, or estimate the market demand and the profitability. They'll estimate the program to develop the new product, and they'll assign us responsibility for further study of the product feasibility, and that is actually done. Very, very important. Product development is another stage that I have just highlighted, right? What about product development? So under product development, what happens is that the idea on paper is converted into a physical product. Right? Example, pilot modules or small quantities are manufactured to designate specifications. For example, the laboratory tests and the other technical evaluation necessary to determine the production feasibility of the article are made. Now, the aim of this stage is actually to integrate the skills of the designers, the skills of the engineers, production, finance, and marketing, especially so that product development is quicker, less costly, and results in high quality product that delights the customers under product development. The next stage I commented on was of marketing tests. All right. So you see the development process has been seen already. So the potential customers have been asked if they intend to buy the product, but have never been placed in this position of having to pay for it, right? So market testing, takes measurement of the customer acceptance, one crucial step further than product testing by, forcing customers to put their money where their mouth is. Now, the basic idea is actually to launch the new product in a limited way so that consumer response in the marketplace can be assessed. So market test in use test and other commercial experiments is limited. Geographic areas are conducted to ascertain the feasibility of the full-scale marketing program. Commercialization is another stage that we talked about. Now, under this one, a full-scale production and the marketing programs are planned, and then the product is launched, right? Up to this point in the development process, management has virtually complete control over the product. Once the product is born and enters its life cycle, however, the external competitive environment becomes a major determinant of its destiny. So in this 7-step evolution, the first 4 stages, that's the ideas, the concept stage, are critical. Not only are they least expensive, each stage becomes progressive more expensive in quacha and scarce human resources as we go on. This is what you're going to realize. Now, the manufacturers are sometimes there to develop the new products, right? There are guidelines, okay, for a manufacturer to use in answering the questions, okay, of the new product that they have to create. Product assortment. Number 1, here should be an adequate market demand. There should be an adequate demand, right? Okay. Actually, one of the most important criteria to apply for proposed product. Too often, management will begin by a question such as, can we use our present sales force, or will the new item fit into our production system? The basic question is, do enough people really want our product? You know, administrators should try to get a quantitative measure of the size and location of the potential market. That is very, very important. Now, the product must be compatible with current environment and social standard. So do the manufacturing processes heavily pollute our, does it pollute air? Does it pollute water? Will the use of the finished product be harmful, okay, to the environment? After being used, is the product harmful to the environment? That is very, very important. The product should fit the company's marketing structure. And again, the new product idea will be more favorably received if the item fits within the existing production facilities, the manpower, and management capacities. Again, does the product fit from the financial standpoint? Does it fit? Do we have adequate financing available, right? Are there any legal objections to that product? That is very, very important. Now, it is important for us to understand as well why, the reasons as why the new products fail or succeed in the markets, why do they fail or succeed? Number 1, inadequate market analysis. Overestimating potential sales of the new product, inability to determine buying motives and habits, and misjudgment as to which products the market wanted. That is a threat, right? It's one of the causes of failure. Product deficiencies, poor quality, poor performance, products that were too complicated, or especially products that did not offer any significant advantage over the competing items already on the market. Usually they fail. Lack of effective marketing efforts. The failure to provide sufficient follow-through effort after introductory program, and failure to train marketing personnel for new products and new market. That as well is a challenge. High cost than anticipated. This led to higher prices, which in turn lead to lower sales volume than anticipated. Competitive strength or reaction, usually, speed and ease of copying and innovation soon overcrowded the market. And once that happens, we are in danger. Poor timing of introduction. This as well, does really matter. Right, poor timing of the introduction. The usual mistake here was to introduce a product too late. Although in a few cases was premature market entry, technical and production problem. So companies should not produce sufficient quantities to meet demand. So competition gained an unanticipated share of the market. What are some of the product life cycle strategies now? A product, from the time it has been developed, from the time it has been introduced in the market, goes through some stages. And these include product development, introduction, growth, maturity, and decline stages, right? Now, the life cycle of a product is very, very critical, very, very important. And we need it as an organization or as we are marketing, right? The product development. Number one, product development. It does begin when the when the company finds and develops a new product idea. So product development sales are zero, and the company's investment costs, mount. At this time, the company does not generate any sales, and the costs are just ever rising at this stage. The costs are rising. There are no sales that we have generated. And this is one of the things that really affect us as a company, right? That does really affect us. Introduction. This is a period of slow sales growth as a product is being introduced in the market. So profits are non-existent in this stage because of the heavy expenses production of the product introduction. There are a lot of expenses at this stage. So this slow sales growth, really the sales are so slow in growth, and that is what usually happens. So usually introduction takes time, and sales growth is usually very slow at this stage once we have just introduced the product in the market, right? So as compared to other stages, profits are negative and low because of the low sales and the high distribution and promotional expenses. So much money is needed, actually, right? Much money is needed to attract distributors and build their inventories. So promotion spending is relatively high to inform consumers of the new product and get them to try it. That is what usually happens. Now, because of the fact that the market is not generally ready for product refinement, or at this stage, the company and its few competitors produce basic versions of the product, right? Another stage that we go is the third one, which is growth. Okay, the third stage of the product development is the growth, which is actually the period of rapid market acceptance and increasing profits, right? Market has just generally accepted this, and there has been a rapid increase in the profit. Now, if the new product meets market needs or stimulates previous and a tapped need, it will enter a growth stage in which sales will start climbing quickly. So the early adopters will continue to buy, and the later buyers will start following their lead, especially if they hear favorable word of mouth, right? Attracting by the opportunity for profit, and new competitors will enter the market. They will introduce the new product features, and they will improve on the pioneer's product and expand the market for the product. Usually, that's what usually happens at this stage. Okay, the profits increase during the growth stage as promotion costs are spread over a large volume, and as unit manufacturing costs usually start falling. So the firm uses several strategies to sustain rapid market growth as long as possible. It improves product quality and adds new product features and models. So it enters the new market segments and the new distribution channels. It shifts some advertising from building a product awareness to building product conviction and the purchase. And it actually lowers prices at the right time to attract more buyers. That is what usually happens. Now, After that, the product will have to reach maturity. Now, the period of slowdown in sales growth, because the product has achieved acceptance by most potential buyers. Now, the profits levels off and the decline because of its increased marketing outlay to defend the product against competition. At some point, a product sales growth will slow down and the product will enter a maturity stage, right? Now, the maturity stage is normally lasts longer than the previous stages. It possesses strong challenges to marketing management. It poses strong challenges to marketing management. So most products are in the maturity stage of the life cycle, and therefore most of marketing, deals with the mature product, right? So the slowdown in sales growth results in many producers with products to sell, and then competition goes up. Now, there should be actually a look for new ways to innovate in the market, right? That is to modify the product and the marketing mixing, right? Innovation. To elaborate the same product expansion grid or the Ansoff matrix is actually given here. There's a new product development, right? There is existing product, that's market penetration, and there is market development when you enter the new markets. Then actually there is also an aspect of diversification where you try to diversify. That is very, very important too. Now, let's look at the introduction, the growth, maturity, and decline. What about the introduction, the sales? There's low sales here, right? There are low sales. There is the rapidly rising of sales. Okay, during the introduction, you have low levels of sales. When it comes to the costs, costs, actually the costs, excuse me. So when it comes to the costs, the costs are so high per customer, the profits are usually negative. The innovators are there, and the competitors are usually few at the introduction stage, right? Now, when you go to the growth, the characteristics of that, you have rapid sales, you have the average cost per unit, you have rising profits, you have early adopters, and you are growing in terms of the numbers of the competitors where they have started growing in numbers. So that is very, very important. Then you look at the peak sales. At this time, at maturity, the sales are usually at peak. There is, when it comes to the cost, there is low cost per customer. There are high profits. There are a middle majority about customers, and the stable number begins to decline at this maturity stage. Then at decline stage, what usually happens is that the sales start declining. There is low cost per customer. There is a decline in profits. There are laggards, and there is a decline in number of the competitors as well in the declining stage. But it's very important that we also look at the strategies that we think we can use to ensure that this product survives at each stage. About the product, number one, have to offer, during the introduction, offer a basic product, use the cost plus, build selective distribution, can build product awareness among early adopters and innovators. You can use the heavy sales promotion to entice trial. When it reaches at the stage of the product strategies, you can offer product extension. The price penetration can be used here. You can build the intensive distribution. You can build awareness, and the interest in the mass market. You can reduce to take advantage of the heavy consumer demand, reduce sales promotion, and that usually happens. When the product has reached the maturity stage, you have to diversify the brand or the models. You have to set the prices to match and beat competitors. You have to build a more intensive distribution. You have to stress the brand differences and benefits, and you have to increase to encourage brand switching, right? That is very, very important. When the product is at decline stage, all you need to do when it comes to the issue of the product, this is where you phase out the weak items. It's where you start cutting the price, reduce the price. When it comes to the distribution, you start being selective in distribution. Even in advertising, you reduce the level needed to retain most loyal customers. And you can, when it comes to the sales promotion, you can reduce to minimum level of the sales promotion. And these are some of the strategies that you can actually use in the product development cycle. Are there any questions? Okay. If there are no questions, can end here.